We are going to be getting a community day featuring the Pokemon Pikipek, and I cannot be more excited for this one. And I'm going to be talking about why in this video, as well as providing you all of the details for this event. Yeah, let's get right into it. Alright, what's happening everyone? Count Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon GO video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So November is turning out to be a really solid month of Pokemon GO. Niantic is going to be ending 2025 on a pretty high note, mainly because we have stuff like the Wild Area event, which is all looking really awesome. And then of course we have some really solid in-game events as well, but we also have a community day that is going to be incredibly hype. This community day is going to be featuring the Pokemon Pikipek, and for a lot of players this is a fan favorite Pokemon. This is actually one where a lot of players were hoping would get a community day one day. And it looks like that day has come, because this Pokemon is going to be getting a really solid move, and its shiny form is actually pretty cool. I am just really stoked. So yeah, let's go over the details for this event, and then afterwards let's talk about some more thoughts regarding this community day. November 2025 community day featuring the Pokemon Pikipek is going to be on Sunday, November 30th from 2:00 p.m. to 5:00 p.m. local time. And just like with every community day, you're going to see a whole bunch of the featured Pokemon. In this case, it's Pikipek, and it's going to have a boosted shiny rate, and you may have a chance at getting one with a special background. Next, let's talk about the move that Pikipek is going to get when you evolve it into Toucannon. It's going to be the move Beak Blast, and this looks like it's going to be a fire type move. I don't necessarily feel like this is going to be a move specifically tailored to raid battles. It looks like it's meant to be a PvP specific move. It does look like it hits pretty hard, and it is a fire type attack, so I'm assuming this is going to be more for type coverage. But Toucannon already comes with a really solid moveset, so I'm wondering how this one particular move is going to fit in. But yeah, Toucannon is going to be getting Beak Blast, and I do think this move could give this Pokemon some impact within the Go Battle League. And then next, let's talk about some other things that are going to be happening during this community day. In particular, there's going to be a special research ticket which you could buy in the web store or the in-game shop, and it's going to give you encounters with Pikipek with a special background, along with other goodies. And the thing is with these community day tickets is that I do find that they are pretty good value. And for most players, if they're going to spend money in Pokemon Go, I would say the community day ticket is probably the one thing you should always buy. It's really good. It does give you some extra encounters of the community Pokemon, and they could potentially be shiny and have higher IVs, and then of course they do give you some premium items that are actually worth using. So yeah, make sure you go to the web store or the in-game shop and check it out. If you're interested in buying this ticket, like I said, it is definitely one worth buying in my opinion. Now, alongside this, there's also going to be field research task rewards that are going to be Pikipek encounters, as well as Great Balls and a whole bunch of other stuff. I've been saying this for the last several community days, but I actually think field research is something that is quite underrated when it comes to the more modern community days. The reason why I say that is because when it comes to community days, it's always been about just catching Pokemon that are spawning in the wild, but you could actually get yourself some really high IV shinies, and in this case, maybe some with a special background, if you're also completing a whole bunch of field research tasks. Given that community days are essentially kind of quietly replacing limited research days, I really do think this is one aspect of this event you should not ignore. Go to an area with a high density of Pokestops and make sure you're completing as many field research tasks as possible during this event, and if you're lucky, you might come out with a Shundo, or possibly even a Shundo with a special background. That would actually be pretty sick. And then of course there's going to be a community ambassador timed research. This is another thing that I also think you should not ignore. Make sure you go into Campfire and check your local areas to see if there is a community for you to join. And there's also typically like a community ambassador event that you could RSVP to and all that good stuff. So yeah, I think this is definitely one worth checking out. You can get yourself some pretty cool stuff like Pikipek with a special background, as well as premium items. And then finally, let's talk about the event bonuses. We're going to be getting 3 times the amount of experience from catching Pokemon during this event. You're going to get double the amount of catch candy, as well as double the chance to get Candy XL. And then you're going to have 3-hour incense durations during this event. And then if you take snapshots of your buddy Pokemon, you're going to get additional spawns. That is typical of community days as well. And lure modules that you use are going to last for 1 hour instead of 30 minutes. And then you're going to get 1 additional special trade during this event, and trades are going to cost 50% less Stardust. Alright, so what are my thoughts regarding this community day? Well, like I said earlier, I'm really excited about it. I think it's been a while since I've been actually excited for a community day. Solosis was okay, but it wasn't necessarily that impactful in my opinion. And then of course we had the starter Pokemon from the, I believe it's the Scarlet and Violet starter Pokemon, them getting a community day. Actually, now that I think about it, we don't have any starters left to get a community day, I believe. Yeah, we're pretty much all done with starter Pokemon community days. I wonder how Niantic is going to adjust that. But yeah, Pikipek, I think this is a really cool one. I think it may not necessarily be game breaking by any means. Toucannon is not like a meta raid Pokemon or anything like that, but from what I understand, this could be a really solid Pokemon for PvP. I think you might actually start seeing Toucannon within the Go Battle League, especially with its new move Beak Break. I really do not know because I'm not that familiar with PvP. I might one day get really into PvP and then all of a sudden my YouTube channel is a PvP YouTube channel. I really do not know. I know there's a lot of content when it comes to PvP and there's definitely a dedicated audience, but I don't necessarily want to address PvP stuff unless Niantic fixes a lot of the bugs and issues with PvP, and of course there is the rampant cheating, so yeah, I haven't really delved into PvP for that reason, but regardless, I think Toucannon is pretty cool. I think the new shiny version of this Pokemon is also really cool, and I'm excited to see what kind of impact this Pokemon is going to have. And then on top of that, this is actually going to be a community day with some really solid, very needed bonuses. It's not going to be a Stardust bonus community day, so unfortunately for those who really enjoy those, this is just not going to give you a whole bunch of Stardust, but it is going to be an experience community day, and that is actually very important because recently Niantic updated the trainer leveling system, and for a lot of players out there, they're trying to grind it out to the higher levels, and this is going to be a great community day for you to do that. So make sure you do keep that in mind for this particular event. I think this is one of those community days you definitely do not want to miss out on. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I am looking forward to it. But in any case, that's going to be it for this video. Definitely share your thoughts regarding Pikipek Community Day down below. Is there a particular reason you are personally looking forward to this community day? And do you feel like this is a good one to have at the end of the year? And also share your thoughts regarding maybe what the best community day was this year, which one you in particular enjoyed the most. Yeah, I would definitely like to know what that is. Make sure you share it in the comment section down below, and let's have a great discussion. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here, and also don't forget that notification bell so you know exactly when I upload videos. Real quick, let me give a shout out to all of my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the content of the channel, if you want to support everything that I do, the best way you can do that is going to be by joining my Patreon. And if you decide to become a paid Patreon member, I'm actually going to personally add you to my Pokemon GO friends list. So that means for stuff like remote raids, the friendship system, all that good stuff. If you want to play Pokemon GO with me, make sure you go and check out my Patreon. And I'll put a link to it in the description below. And if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, you could do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. I'm on the platforms you see right now on the bottom of your screen. Make sure you go there and give me a follow. That'll be a huge help to my channel, and you'll be able to keep up with my daily life and also get a whole bunch of other cool stuff. And that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself today, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.